May the 27th, 1940. 5 battered machines were all that remained of the fighter squadrons of the Belgian Air Force. Hopelessly outnumbered in the air and forced back further and further towards the west, by this time they were operating from a farm near the Flanders coast. Reports of the fighting were confused, and no one knew exactly how near the enemy really were.
Yes, I've seen one in 1938. They've got a seal on the flag. 23,000 birds. Then I know they could still put on the 50th squadron. Stand up again. You should have had it. Yes, I've seen one in 1938.
Turn that off, somebody. Gentlemen, I'm afraid we have some bad news. The position is extremely grave. In a few hours, the enemy may be here, so we haven't much time. And Meckelin, you'll mount guards and be ready to destroy all equipment in the event of a surprise attack.
Very good, sir.
Ledoux,
Sir?
you'll be responsible for seeing that all papers, except those in B and C files, are destroyed. Before I explain the position to the men, there's something else. It's about our colors. If we are forced to capitulate, the Germans will demand that all regimental standards be surrendered to them. As you know, there are some names on ours. Pretty good names. In the last few weeks, there have been others which ought to stand beside them. But they never will. I suppose I am the only one here who was present when we first received our colors. They were given to us by the late King Albert. There is, of course, no question of handing them over, and the High Command have ordered that they shall be destroyed. Gentlemen, I've always carried out orders without question, and I shall do so now. That's all I have to say. Those of you having no other duties will please parade in half an hour. About 100 meters out, it shelves away steeply. Make sure you're beyond that.
Yes, sir.
Officers and men of the Air Force, in a few moments, we shall salute our flag for the last time. Some of you may wonder why we don't try to fly it to safety, but we can't risk it getting into enemy hands. Rather than that, we give it an honorable grave. Tonight, in this tragic hour of Belgium's history, we pledge ourselves to carry on the fight whenever and wherever it may be possible to do so. Trumpet up!
That you, Fennel? You didn't come with us.
No?
You think it of no importance that we bury our flag?
Of course it is.
Well, we parade for orders at 4:30 in the morning.
I know.
Maybe you're planning to miss that, too.
You've no reason to think that?
No? I should have thought a man who thinks less of his flag than of a tawdry little affair...
That's a
with a girl.
disgusting thing to say.
All right. Somebody's got to stay behind anyway.
Well, I haven't said anything about staying behind, have I?
I'm saying it for you. We've got 11 effective pilots and 5 kites.
So what'll happen?
Now, those who've got planes will go on fighting with the French.
And the rest?
will surrender with the army.
I see. Have I got one?
Yes. You've got Lesage. He's staying with the men.
And you?
I'm lucky, too.
It's getting light already. Nearly time for you to go. I want to cry, but there are no tears left. It's an ache now. In my throat, my chest, back of my head.
But you're going to believe, aren't you?
In dreams,
No, in me. That I shall come back.
things that are happening are so horrible, Fernand. Only the dreams seem real. I keep feeling it's only true for the rest of the world, not for me. I tell myself nothing can stop us being together. But I know in my heart we shall never see each other again.
But you must stop thinking like that. I shall find some way to come back to you, I promise you.
But darling, you'll be flying. Or don't you think about that?
Often. I weigh up my chances as we all do. At the moment, I'd put them at about 20 to 1 against.
Aren't you afraid of death?
No. I shall come through all right.
If I have a son, I shall call him Fernand.
You still don't believe me, do you?
He may be one of those dreams, like mine.
No. Most of us have premonitions, one way or the other. It's uncanny how often they're right.
Oh, is that true? Is it really true?
Yes. Being away from it'll be the worst part. I shall always be wondering.
My mother was here last time they came. And when they left after 4 years, she was still here.
4 years.
Every morning when I wake up, and every night when I go to bed, I shall say, Fernand will come. Fernand will come. Oh, my darling, it will, won't you?
I'm afraid that's goodbye.
My handkerchief.
Then I come back.
Fernand, you'd better forget it.
Forget what?
Do you realize how things are going? The canal hasn't stopped them, nothing stops them.
Well,
Well, as I say, you'd better forget it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yes, you do. That girl's in love with you.
And I with her.
Yes, I was afraid of that.
Why?
Why? Because it's impossible.
Oh, surely that's my worry, isn't it?
Fernand, don't be a fool. Tomorrow night she may be one side of the line and you the other.
Well, Jean, you must understand, it's not like that.
Nonsense, you've only been here a few days.
Oh, what's time got to do with it? I tell you, that's how it is. Well, you go on. I'll be over later.
Huh? Just as you like.
After the breakthrough at Courtrai, the Panzer Division swung north towards the coast. We've just learned that they reached it yesterday afternoon, somewhere about here. That means, of course, that we are completely cut off. Our armies, after covering the withdrawal, now stand along this narrow strip. It is packed with refugees, making any movement impossible. They have no more reserves. They can get no more supplies. At their backs, they have the sea. The king has therefore asked that hostilities should cease. No other course is possible. There will doubtless be criticism, recrimination, but you have no cause to be ashamed. All that human determination can do has been done. And it is your duty to make this understood where you're going. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very well. We don't yet know the exact area occupied by the enemy between us and the French, but you'll cross it at 10-mile intervals and get what photographs you can of his tank concentrations. Duclos.
Sir.
You'll lead the squadron. Make for the aerodrome near Beauvais. I hope it's still ours. Make sure before you land. Those of us who stay will destroy what we can before the enemy arrives. I think that's all. Has anyone any questions? Very well. Get going as quick as you can, and good luck to you. Jump, Zoe, get those blades off the ground.
Now you go! Get in mine, I tell you! Hey, give me a hand.
Hey, stop that little fool. Under cover!
After fighting for a while with the French, the survivors came over here and joined the RAF. Duclos and Matagne were posted to different squadrons, and for the time being, lost touch with one another. Then, one day, when Duclos returned from an operational flight and went to his office...
Well, this is wonderful. It's good to see you again.
Hello, Jean.
Well, sit down. Cigarette?
No, thanks.
Flight was telling me you had a forced landing.
No, I came down on purpose. There's something I want to get off my chest.
Fernand, before you begin, I suppose I behaved pretty badly. I'm sorry.
You remember that night at the farm? You were mistaken.
I expect I was. I'm sorry. Can't we leave it at that?
No, I'm afraid we can't. Just because you came back and found me leaving Treasure, you assumed I'd been with her all the time.
And hadn't you?
No, I hadn't. I'd been doing a job for the old man.
What do you mean? What job?
Burying the flag.
Burying the flag. I'm afraid I don't get it.
I'm not joking.
Well, I may be crazy, but I seem to remember that when we buried the flag, the one person not present was Lieutenant Martin, the standard bearer.
You only thought you were burying it. All that sack contained was a little sand and some of Lassar's underwear.
But there was a full parade. A salute was given. What was all that for, then, if it wasn't for the flag?
It was for the flag. It was held at the right time, but not at the right place, that's all.
Why?
Well, so that later, if anyone talked, the enemy would be put off the scent.
And you say you buried it?
Yes. In a field on the farm. The flag in one place and the lion in another. When you saw me, I'd just put the tools away.
But why you? Why not Van Mecklin, or one of the senior officers?
As I'd been about the farm for some time, the old man thought I'd attract less notice if I was seen.
Well, couldn't he trust us then?
Of course. He said the fewer people who knew about it, the fewer were likely to get into trouble.
Why are you telling me all this now?
Partly because I don't much care about being thought a rat. And partly because I need your help.
In what way?
I thought we might have a shot at getting it back.
Yes. That's quite an idea. They'd never give permission.
Not to me. They'd take more notice of you.
It certainly is an idea. Well, it seems I owe you a bigger apology than I thought. And this time I mean it.
Forget it.
Boy, oh boy, this has put new life into me. Let's go and have a drink and talk it over.
If everyone needed an excuse.
That flag won't look too good, will it, after 6 months in the ground?
I think it'll be all right. It's in a shell case.
Well, you've certainly had the laugh on us.
I wasn't feeling much like laughing.
No. Oh, Stuart. Have you heard from her?
She was alive 3 months ago. That's all I know.
It must be pretty bad for you worrying what's happening over there.
It's hell. You see, we were married.
You were?
Yes. The day before you arrived at the farm.
Then we must fix it.
But it didn't work out as they'd planned. The next day saw the beginning of the Battle of Britain. And it was not until some weeks later that Duclos found time to go and look up Matthias.
Yes, he was here. Arrived August the 5th. When did you last see him?
In August, the 9th.
Was he a particular pal of yours?
Well, yes.
I'm afraid you've got a bit of a shock coming to you, Duclos. He met it the day after you saw him. He's buried at the Catholic Church, Harwich. Let me see, there was a letter. I think perhaps you'd better see it. Oh, Adams, that letter that came the other morning from Lieutenant Matthias.
Yes, sir.
Where is it?
With his kit, sir, in the store.
Let me have it, will you?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. Perhaps you'd like to look over his things yourself.
Oh, thank you.
Adams, take Squad Leader to Clay to the stores, will you?
Sir?
Well, if there's anything else I can do for you, you'll let me know, won't you?
Thank you, sir.
You'll just call in at the office when you finish, sir?
Thank you, Sergeant.
Oh, not that one.
I like it.
But you told me the other day
I
that
still
you-
like it. What are you doing tonight?
Me? I'm on duty.
What about you?
I'm afraid I'm dining with some people.
Okay. George.
Sir?
Ring up the bag of nails and book a table for one.
For one, sir?
Yes, one. A half of two. Among them was Lassar, the son of our commanding officer. He was with his father in Gore 3 months ago. And he says the major is living there now as a civilian.
Do I understand that he came to you and volunteered all this?
Well, no, sir, not exactly. When I saw the name Lassar among those that had come over, I wondered if there was any connection and naturally looked him up in the hope that he'd have some news of the major.
And you asked him a few questions, I suppose?
Yes, sir.
What you really mean is that you pumped it out of him.
Well, sir.
I hope that's what you mean, because if not, he's been guilty of a serious offense. As a matter of fact, Major Lassar has been doing a very good job for us over there, but if people go about advertising the fact, his activities may stop rather abruptly. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Well, I'll think it over, Duclos.
Thank you, sir.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, sir. Shall I keep my toothbrush ready packed, sir?
Why?
Well, they say there's a shortage over there.
Oh, very well.
Thank you, sir.
Strange what magic there is in symbols, flags, and so forth. All through history, men have shown determination to die for them. But few can have been more determined than that young man. Well, I suppose the least we can do is give him a plane and a parachute. And get me the Air Ministry, will you?
Yes, sir.
Group Captain Bradshaw.
You were never coming.
Well, it doesn't seem much of a surprise to you, sir.
I've known you were in Belgium since 4 o'clock last Tuesday afternoon.
But I only landed that morning.
A tribute to my information service. Well, how are you, my dear fellow? Because I didn't faint, it doesn't mean I'm not damn pleased to see you.
I'm pretty glad myself, sir.
Sit down and make yourself at home. I have a hell of a lot of questions I want to ask you.
So have I.
We'll have to take it in turns in 3-hour stretches. Oh, and no sirs, by the way. They're apt to pop out when you don't want them. In any case, I'm a civilian now, with command of about half a brigade.
Yes. Your son told me.
You've seen him?
Yes. He said to give you his love and to tell you that he'd begun flying.
Flying? That's fine. Fine. Now tell me, what is your program?
To get the flag.
How did you know?
Martine, he told me before he was killed.
You know, I rather like the idea of this. If it didn't involve so many people, I'd go with you.
Well, if you can tell me exactly where it is.
I can't.
You mean you don't know?
I know it's somewhere near the group of elm trees at the back of the farmhouse. I left the exact spot to Martine. Wait a bit. There was a girl.
She was his wife, you know.
Well, perhaps she can help.
Well, if she can't, I'm sunk. How does one set about getting into the prohibited area?
You can apply for a permit from Gestapo headquarters. Personally, I've always found it simpler to deal direct with the man who prints them. I think we better go down to the cafe and talk there.
But it's full of officers.
That's right. So much safer than being alone in a flat. There was a time when they made this of acorns. Now they found a substitute. Take it easy.
Duclos? De Chersion. We met once at a brigade dinner. Sorry if I gave you a scare. I was only making sure you found this house flat all right.
Well, it just shows how mistaken one can be.
What news from Brussels?
I'm afraid we were right about Airkins. He seems to have been spending a lot of his time at the Gestapo headquarters.
He'll have to be checked. I'll keep an eye on him myself for a day or two. Sorry to talk shop.
I was wondering, while we're waiting for this permit, if it would be possible for me to see someone in Brussels.
Depends who it is. Not family.
My mother.
Well, he's the Brussels expert. What do you think?
You see, the families of all the people that left the country are watched in case they return.
Couldn't you arrange for them to meet somewhere quite casually, I mean?
You'd have to be very careful. Perhaps in the park. There's a seat just inside the north gate. If you happen to be sitting there reading a newspaper.
Hello, Mother.
My darling boy. It's like a miracle. You've been ill.
Oh, it was nothing. Tell me about yourself. How have you been living?
It's not important.
Yes, it is. Do you get enough food?
We have enough to keep the life in us. Oh, sure. Just to see you and know that you're alive.
But haven't you been having my letters?
A year ago I had one. From England.
I've just come from there.
Jean, what does it mean?
I've got a job to do. But you mustn't ask me what it is.
Doesn't matter what it is. All that matters is that you're here beside me. So near that I could put my arms round you. Like I did when you were a little boy. Do you remember when you tried to use the scythe?
Mother.
You'll go back to England?
Yes.
Soon?
Directly I've done my job. In a few days' time, if all goes well.
Then I shan't see you again.
Not until the war is over, Mother. Or until we drive them out.
Pray God it happens quickly. Good people are dying every day for saying it will.
I can't tell you what it was like wondering about you. Are you afraid when the RAF come over?
Yes. But disappointed when they don't. I wonder if I could just...
I'm afraid we'll have to go, Mother.
But Jean, we haven't
I
even...
know, but it isn't safe here. Give me your hand. I'll find a way of letting you know somehow.
Take care of yourself.
Don't worry. I think you would better go first.
Goodbye.
Au revoir.
Sorry I'm late. There's been a little trouble.
Trouble?
No, not about this. Oh, there you are. That'll get you into the coastal belt. Here's your new identity.
Peter Martens, engine fitter. Age 28.
Here's his family history. Rehearse those details a bit on the way out there so they come pat, and then burn it.
You say there's been some trouble?
One of their agents has been shot. There'll be reprisals. You better get out of it before the fun begins. If you don't find it, don't hang about. That's better. A week ago, it sounded like an automatic riveter.
Well, I'm learning. Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Forbidden zone.
I've got a permit.
Here. Got a cigarette?
Yes. Thanks.
What is this urgent family business?
I've got to see my cousin at the farm over there.
What for?
He owes me some money.
He owes everybody money. Report here on your way back.
Right.
Well?
I don't know what it is.
3 times now the flying has been stopped and you don't know what it is. Well, I know what it is. Sabotage. We put him up against the wall for that.
I can't make it out. It's only lately it's been like this.
Well, the captain will be coming here tomorrow. Better start making your will.
Bend down. Get down. Pretend to open the engine. Did you put this thing wrong? Me? Merciful saints, I've been trying to put it right. They're going to shoot me if I don't.
Sounded like ignition to me. Have you looked at the distributor?
Oh, I never meddle with that.
Shh. Quiet a minute.
Who are you?
Do you remember the night the planes were stationed here?
Planes?
May the 27th, 1940?
That was the night the German came down in the outfield.
Yeah, I shot him down.
Ah, a young chap named Duclos did that.
I am Duclos. You know that name?
My cousin. How did you get this?
He lent it to me. He said you could put me up here.
How do I know that you...
Now, look. You want me to fix this?
Yes, yes. Go on.
Then you tell them I'm your cousin.
Yes.
And remember, I've come here to collect some money that you owe me.
What?
Well, that's what we'll tell them. I had to give some reason to pass through the control. That's your trouble. Axle grease.
But how in the name of heaven can axle grease get in there?
Only if someone put it there.
Teresa, there's something about that field. She didn't want it plowed up.
She didn't.
No, I'll take the hide off her for this.
You
I'll
want this
teach her.
thing fixed that it never goes again?
Huh?
And you keep calm and listen to me. She did this because she knows there's something buried in that field, something belonging to my regiment. And I've come here to get it.
Mother of God, you'll get us all shot.
Not if you keep your wits about you. Oh, where is Tasha?
Over in the barn.
All right, when I finish, I'll go and talk to her. We'll soon get this thing going.
What's the matter?
Oh. Oh.
Jean Duclos.
You must forget that. Now I'm your cousin, Peter Martins.
I don't understand. Where have you come from?
England.
Has Fernand come with you?
I'm afraid not.
But you have news of him. It's bad news.
It was nearly a year ago now, during the Battle of Britain.
Did he speak of me?
Yes. The night before he died. He told me you were married. If he'd lived, he would have come over with me.
You killed him.
Treasure, he was shot down.
His plane was destroyed, and you forced him to go. What right had you to decide that he must die?
I felt he didn't know his own mind, that he'd want to go on flying. It wasn't easy to think with shells coming over and planes to get off the ground. I only did what I thought was best for him.
Best for him? But for you, he'd be here now.
Treasure, I've got to ask you something. We'll talk about it later.
Fernand's gone.
What time do those soldiers come back?
On most Saturdays, it's round 11. They go to draw their pay and then tip the better part of it down their necks.
What about the old boy over there?
What about it?
He's listening.
Him listening? No. He hasn't heard anything for 20 years.
Well, I think I'll go and talk with Treasure.
You won't get anything out of her. There's a dark one, if you like. Takes after her mother. Expected to be a bit upset, wouldn't you, hearing that young chap had been killed?
She is upset.
Not her. If she was, she'd be crying her eyes out. She does it often enough. Just look at her. Never a tear all the evening.
Tears come afterwards.
Are you telling me I don't know my own daughter? Well, I'm telling you to watch out. She's mad at you.
We'll see.
You'll see, all right. Now, my other girl that went to Brussels, you got some sense out of her. But this is a dark one. You mark my words.
Leave them, leave them.
Treasure, the soldiers are only away for tonight. I must ask you again. Tell me where that flag is hidden.
Please, I don't feel like talking.
I've come from England to get it.
Why? Why risk your life for a piece of cloth?
It's not just a piece of cloth. It's what it stands for. It represents a belief, a faith.
To risk your life for a human being or to save your home, that I can understand. But this...
Treasure, when I came through the village, I saw the church. I was told that when the soldiers put their guns in there, 18 people were shot for trying to throw them out. That's true, isn't it?
Yes.
Because that church stood for something they believed in, they went in with knives and pitchforks against machine guns and hand grenades. You despise that?
This is different.
Is it? Don't we all need some visible sign of our faith? A church? A crown? A banner? If they stood for something you really believed in, would you stand by and see them desecrated by people you despised? I wouldn't, and I'm certain Fernand wouldn't.
We don't know what he'd do. All we know is that he's dead. That last night together, we buried the flag. For me, it's his grave.
Treasure, it was Fernand who wanted to come.
You're only using his name to get what you want.
No, he'd set his heart on it. And if you won't do it for me, why won't you do it for him?
Oh, leave me alone.
What have you been doing?
Thinking.
Thinking? There's no time for that sort of nonsense with the kid yelling his lungs out.
Where's Jean Duclos?
How do I know? He went out.
All right, I'm ready.
Ready?
I shall need a shovel and pickaxe and some sacks to put the earth on. Now then, it's exact. It must be right.
If it's as deep as this, the plow would have gone over it.
That's it.
Quick, let's get rid of this.
If we meet anyone going back, we've been looking for a calf. Then no one got out before.
As long as we both say the same thing.
Listen,
Soldiers.
they're early. There'll be someone on duty now until they think a corporal's asleep.
Now you go back, I'll stay here.
Come by the orchard. There'll be a man near the barn and one in front of the house.
All right. You better give me that.
What do you think you were doing?
One of the calves got out into the field.
Then why are you running this way?
To fetch my father. I can't catch it alone.
Hey, you! Get a light on that field. You're quite sure it was a calf?
Of course.
What is it?
Thought I saw something.
Switch it off and get the torches. Double down there, some of you.
Perhaps we better leave it till the morning.
Oh, no, we'll soon round him up. You come with us.
Oh. I'm sorry, I'm interrupting.
On the contrary, I've been waiting for you.
Waiting for me?
May I ask where you've been?
Yes. I've been helping Mademoiselle Treasure catch the calf that got loose.
And did you catch it?
No.
You left her to do it alone?
Some of your men are helping. You see, I haven't got much time. I want to talk to...
To your uncle?
My uncle?
Your cousin, I mean. May I see your papers?
Yes, certainly.
Eyes grey. Just come forward a little. I should have said blue. Maybe it's the light. Engine fitter. Show me your hands. Earth?
I came a cropper jumping a ditch in the dark.
When you were running?
After the calf.
What's the name of your firm?
England Franks.
How long have you been there?
9 years.
You're 24?
28, it says there.
What's the name of your foreman?
Helder.
You don't talk much like a fitter. How long are you staying here?
Until the morning.
What are you taking with you?
I don't understand.
Well, that's easily checked. The ploughing will be finished before midday.
Very good.
Before you came in,
What were you saying?
he went through all of the things in your case. It's lucky she didn't tell you where to find that flag.
Yes. Isn't it?
And don't forget, if anything goes wrong, you know nothing about it.
Nothing will go wrong.
You're very confident?
Yes?
Seems to run in the family.
What are you taking out with you?
Only this.
Bring it down here. When's you going to get some money from your cousin?
That's right.
Where is it?
He hasn't got any. The soldiers have eaten all his stock.
We don't see much of it. What's inside?
2 calves.
What else have you got?
Only the calves of Captain Sheltheimer. You know I never take anything out without a permit.
We'll have a look all the same. All right. Wait a minute.
What is it? Money or rifles?
Neither.
Rubbish. Have you examined this?
Yes, sir.
Take the girl into the hut and search her. You've got something here somewhere. What's in that box?
My baby.
Fetch it down.
There's nothing there, and he's asleep.
I said take her away and search her. What are you waiting for? All right, put it back. Well?
Nothing, sir.
Where are you taking him?
To the station.
Very well.
follow that path, and when you come out of the wood, through the field to the left.
A lot of people will be thankful to you for this.
Last night I behaved very badly. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
I want you to send these off for me. Send them by different routes, will you? I've no doubt I shall be labeled a Jewish communist agitator. And I'd like our own people to have the facts. They can print them if they think fit. You'll see to it for me?
But it's unthinkable. They all look to you.
This is not the time for sentiment. Atkins knew too much about me, and I've no doubt he passed it on. I've become a danger to my friends, and I'm better out of the way. The best service you can do is to help substantiate my guilt.
But I can't do that.
You can, and you must. The organization has got to go on.
The Gestapo will never believe that you did it.
They'll be only too ready to believe. The hostages will be released. They'll be glad enough to save their faces and not have to admit another failure. I'd like a few minutes alone.
Him, that one, and those two there. Get them out quick.
Oh, Duclos.
The SS were downstairs. They were taking people out of the cafe.
I know. Oh, did you have any luck?
Yes, I've got it.
That's all right, then. Duclos, I hate to seem inhospitable, but this place is likely to be searched within the next hour or two. So the sooner you're on your way, the better. There's a train at 7:30, and there's something in this I'd like you to look at. Not now, when you get on the train. I'm sorry I haven't time to hear how you got on.
Well, there's nothing much to hear. The main thing is I've got it.
Yes. Well, goodbye, Duclos.
Goodbye.
If you see my boy, you might tell him that I was thinking of him on, what's the date today, the 10th? On the 10th of September. Will you remember that?
Yes, I will.
I always seem to be hurrying you off like this, but I have an appointment at 6.
Good night, sir.
sorry I can't.
Oh, I won't keep you. It's about the Weinberger girl, the eldest one. I suppose you heard about the disgraceful business at the Hotel Bristol the other night.
I'm so sorry I can't.
But do you realize that she walked across the entire width of the lounge to the table where the German officers were and sat down with them? Of course, she said it was only to try and get some information about her brother. You remember, the one who went to Salzburg. But it's not a story I'm prepared to swallow. Not after having seen with my own eyes the disgraceful way in which she behaved. It's not only handsome, it's not I'm trying to. Go on. Come on.
Can't smoke in that dog.
Yes?
Is everything all right, sir?
See they keep quiet at the front yard. I want to get some sleep.
Yes.
Come on, break it up. Get a move on.
What's that you got there? Oh, a bit of the old drawing room curtains.
Do you know that fellow?
Evening.
Evening. Generally go this way?
No, not always.
Been long on the job?
Couple of weeks.
Digs in town, I suppose.
Yeah.
What do you do with yourself in the evenings?
Why?
Oh, why? Just thought we might have a drink somewhere. Do you ever go to the Café Basque?
No, I haven't been there lately.
I don't suppose you have. It was destroyed in 1918. Turn round. We're going back.
Ricardo?
Yes?
They told me to come here.
Why?
They said you'd help me to get across the frontier. Well, can you do it?
If your papers are good enough, you'll get across without any help from me.
I shall be searched.
Everybody's searched.
Listen, there's something I've got to take across with me.
Where is it?
Here.
Let's see it. You'll never get that through. They're stripping everyone down to their boots.
I brought it 600 miles, and I'm not going to give it up now, with only 2 miles to go.
They're looking for something special. Something that's supposed to have come from Belgium. That'd be about 600 miles, wouldn't it?
Well?
And there's a big reward offered.
Now, why don't you claim it, if you think that's what they're looking for?
I'll do as I please about that. I don't like them or their money any more than you do.
You mean there's another way of getting it across?
There may be. I can't say until I've seen my sister-in-law. She lives on the other side. Mind you, I don't say it'll work. If it doesn't, you won't live very long.
I'll take a chance.
All the same, you better put that away somewhere. Just now, a flag's a dangerous thing to have around. Past the guard on the bridge, take the road to the right.
My sister's place is just over that hill.
Keep that sentry in the hut as long as you can. I'll stay until I see the dogs got across.
Halt! Your papers. In the hut.
Is the passenger here?
Not yet.
But I'm ready to leave.
Well, I say he is not here.
Yes, but I gotta deliver these by 9.
Are you expecting me?
Come in, monsieur. I have some soup waiting for you.
Have you got the parcel?
No.
Well, where's the dog?
He hasn't come, monsieur.
I've got to go back.
I'm not gonna wait for that.
Leave it, monsieur. Go with Henri while you have the chance.
It may be 4 or 5 weeks before I'm back here.
You have been lucky to get through, monsieur. One can get other dogs.
But not the parcel.
Is your parcel of more importance than your liberty?
Yes.
Well, I'm going. You please yourself.
You will wait for him.
But I can't. I'll get into trouble.
I said you will wait for him.
But
you
I-
will say you had a breakdown.
Does this thing work?
After fashion.
Can I borrow it?
Of course. I expect it needs cleaning.
I'll be back.
I'll give you half an hour, not a minute longer.
back before dark, we'll go over. There's something moving higher up there. Cover the ground between the wall and the dog. Directly he shows himself, let him have it. There he goes. Did you get him?
I think so.
Considering what it's been through, it doesn't look too bad. A few weeks later, someone else brought back this little lion here, which kind of completes the job.
Brought it back from Belgium, do you mean?
That's right.
You talk about Belgium as if it were Brighton.
It's not as difficult as you'd think.
Not to talk about. I was thinking of those who actually went.
Excuse me butting in, but I think they're ready over there.
So they are. All right, Ledoux. Oh, Jean, I want you to meet Farley and Hardwick.
How do you do?
Perhaps you can fix them up with seats.
Yes, of course.
Well, if you'll forgive me, I'll see you after parade.
We've just been hearing all about this flag business.
Oh, yes?
Old Vandervelt's quite a storyteller. If you didn't know, you'd think he might have been over there himself.
He has. He's the one who went to fetch the lion.
You don't say.
Well, let's move over, shall we?
I give into your keeping the flag of the regiment of the Belgian Air Force.
This war. You never know who you're talking to. I dare say the bloke that fetched the flag's quite an ordinary little fellow, too.
Yes.
I didn't quite catch your name.
Duclos.